after a good set of numbers and some announcements on lithium ion. Do you think these are safe on valuations right now, this entire pocket, which got completely clubbered if you see last couple of quarters, higher RM costs, no lithium ion strategy in place, market had completely shunned them, but now all of that mean reversion is happening?
First of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Yes, there was deep value in each of these businesses when we look at the valuation. But at the same time, I think what is also important is that one very important factor when we do these valuations is the perpetuity of these businesses, right? The terminal values, and it's not only for the battery business, but a lot of other businesses which are getting probably disrupted because of this the EV technology that we are seeing in the automobile. And I think that is something where the markets are probably still undecided to my mind, or to some extent they're already biased towards not giving a very high terminal value or a perpetuity value to some of these businesses. And from that perspective, we have to also understand now, since we're talking specifically about the battery business, in most of the EV businesses, most of the EV today, battery is going to be a very, very large, significant portion of the entire value chain, or the cost portion of the manufacturing of those cars. So from that perspective, I think the biggest challenge that today investors will have in mind is that will the battery manufacturing be in-house with the OEs, or will they actually outsource, right? So I think that question will still remain. But of course, one can say that probably how quickly will the EV be adapted in the Indian environment? Will it be 10, 15 years much later than what market is discounting? And because of that, there could be some bit of rise in the stock prices. Yes, that's very much possible. But on a structural basis, I am not still very sure.
Fair point. Yes, you are right. I mean, the market started to feel that the legacy battery guys will not be able to up their lithium ion, whereas all this startup of the EV battery guys, battery pack, they will actually scale up in a very major manner, and hence, but let's see, too early to say. I see financial as a very big weight in your portfolio. One thing which we observed this earnings season is the commentary coming from PSU bank chiefs, be it Can Bank, BOB, BOI, Union Bank. One thing which is common is not only good results or goodish set of results, but the commentary for 2-3 quarters ahead appears to be showing that the momentum may very well continue. What did you make of the commentary coming from PSU bank chiefs? And the big one is still remaining to be out, SBI.
Sure. So firstly, I think the overall banking sector, I think, has come back with a big bang, I would like to think, because there are two big moving parts. One is the credit growth, which is very strong for the industry itself, is high, mid-teens now, or 14-15%. We have not seen this number for almost 3-4 years now. That's one. And second, the credit cost is extremely under control. And of course, the legacy challenges have also been taken care of for the industry as an aggregate, and for most of the banks individually also, right? So clearly the profitability is very strong, which probably gives a lot of confidence to each of the bankers on the business outlook, and going ahead with a lot of confidence in doing even furthermore acceleration on the credit side, right? So I think that's one very clearly big tailwind that we are seeing for the sector as a whole. And I'm sure public sector banks, again, the kind of the cleanup that we've seen in terms of balance sheet over the last probably 7-8 years now, is also probably giving them the confidence that the credit growth is something that they are confident of going ahead and doing it, because their balance sheet capital is also quite beefed up, right? They all have decent amount of capital adequacy ratios at this point in time. And the credit costs are also under control, which means that the incrementally the new profits will be adding to their net worth, which will give them even further more strength for lending.
Okay. Sachin, I will let you go right now. Thanks so much for joining us, but we'll have you back one of these days in a much better kind of an interface. But Varun Beverages is one stock where a lot of commentary is coming in. The market is quite excited about, and Vinny is here to talk more about the commentary and what brokerage community thinks about Varun Beverages. Vinny?
Hi, so Ajay, obviously we've seen